Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Creative Escape. I'm Jen Houston, owner of the Artsy Fartsy Gallery. I'm a full-time independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Canada. And happy Family Day! Wow, in Canada here, most of the provinces participate in this day. It's called different things, I guess. In Manitoba, it's Louis Riel Day, but here in Alberta, it is Family Day. And so, yay, fun. Day off. But I'm not taking a day off because every day is kind of like a special, I don't know, work is fun for me. So I didn't want to take today off. I wanted to make sure we got to play. All right, so I hopped on a little bit early because I have a doctor's appointment again at 11 in an hour, and I wanted to make sure I had enough time to get through all of the cards. So let me show you. I had this set up for something else, but I wanted to show you a special card I got this week. Let me see if I can get her going here. Not that, yes. Technology. There we go. I think I got it. I think I got it. I do. Perfect. Okay. All right. So here's a fun little card I got this week. Thank you, Nita. My first and only Valentine. I was so excited. Look at this neat fold here. She's got this piece that goes over this way and this one that goes over this way. And it's plain at the back, so I'm gonna have to try and figure this one out because I quite like it, and I think I would like to maybe make this on the Creative Escape someday. So, and of course you just pull this little inside bit out, and it's the little card. Isn't that sweet? Love it. Thank you, Nita, and thanks for the neat idea. I'm excited to look up how you did that. Also, we have some winners, drum roll, for the last week's Creative Escape. We have, I did my little Pixter, or it's not Pixter, I forget what this newer app is called. But Sandy, congrats! You're the winner of this last week's Creative Escape. You made that cool light bulb card using that gatefold that we did. And so that's quite fun. I'm excited to give you a little gift for that. And then yesterday for Sharing Sunday, Donna, hooray! You were chosen. I loved your quilt piece that you had there. I love the browns. It's like such a calm color, and the buffalo check in there was perfect. So I'm excited to I'll just throw your little gift in with your order to give to Donna Graham. And yeah, there you go. So congratulations, everyone. Now, let's see if I can get this back here. On to the Creative Escape. See, it's 10 o'clock. Perfect timing. So for this week, we're going to need a card base, which is 8.5 by 5.5. And if you could fold that in half. The second step is designer series paper or cardstock, whichever you prefer. Measured at 2.25 inches by 5.5 inches. And then we need some matching designer series paper or cardstock. And you need that should be 4. Sorry. 4 pieces cut at 1.5 by 1.5 square. Then we need some coordinating ribbon and a cardstock piece, something that will fit your sentiment. And once we get rolling, you'll understand kind of how this sentiment piece will fit together. And of course, coordinating ink and some embellishments to jazz her up. So let's see if I can get my screen back here. Nope, not like that. Man, it's close up today. Just noticed that. That's okay. Good morning, Teresa. I'm getting there. I'm going to go to physio today, so I'm kind of thrilled about that. Hopefully she can help my back, kind of settle down a little more. Because I've got a long trip to Manitoba this week, a drive, and then I've got 2 big card classes. I'm so excited to see my Manitoba ladies. That's where I used to live. Hello, Wendy. And so, yes, I'm excited to see the whole crew. Thank you, Wendy, for sharing. So this week's cards, let's have a look at some samples. So it's going to have 4 pieces of little squares and a rectangle. So how simple is that? And then just a sentiment that'll go in the middle, but as I'll show you, you can also put some other fun items that go on the inside. And I'm proud to share, see how I'm jazzing up the insides. I'm working hard at that. And here's my little matching envelope. Okay, so that's one example. Actually, I'm going to just leave this here so that you can see this one. Now, this one was my first sample that I tried, and I did everything a 1/4 of an inch, yes, I believe so, a 1/4 of an inch smaller. So this was 1 1/2, so this was 1 1/4, and this was a 1/4 inch smaller as well, the rectangle. So just different looks, whichever your preference, go with it. So just choose, you know, when you're making it, or make both kinds, of course. And here's my little jazz up on the inside, and my little piece for the envelope. Those are all from the botanical butterflies set. And here's one that I worked on, and instead of putting the sentiment right in the middle, I just kind of broke it up, put some things in there, and kind of made it a little more exciting, I guess. And that, oh, that lovely lipstick ribbon just pops. I love it. So on the inside, celebrating another year of happiness, and that one comes, these items come from that Well Said bundle. Man, they've got everything you could ever want to say in there, which is awesome. And then Let's Celebrate You, that came from the Itty Bitty Birthdays. And this one I'm really proud of. I think it's cool. I got out that Best Catch set. And so as you can see, I on my squares, I stamped the different items. And then I stamped the main guy here. Got my buffalo check. And some jute. But for all of it, I used the dauber with crumb cake to kind of make it a little more antique or rustic looking. And then on the inside I did this. So I stamped off once and then stamped here just to make it a little bit lighter. And then of course I did full strength with the mossy meadow there. So that's that, and here's my envelope. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I'm proud of that one. This set doesn't come easy for me, that's for sure. But it's a neat set. So there we have it. There's what we'll be making today. And I'm so excited to see your versions when you start creating. All right, let me get all my supplies out here. So how are you ladies today? I'm gonna put this envelope over. I believe this was supposed to go on the envelope. Let me just put it aside. Oh, I'm twisting already. Twist and shout. All right, here we go. Night of Navy and Happiness Blooms paper. I thought I would give a try. So, oh, here's my inside. I see I wanted to put on a little strip there, so let's just do that now and get it out of the way. I know, isn't that card neat? I really liked how it turned out. Took a long time because you have to do sponging of all the, or use the dauber to go around every little piece and the card, but you know, I think it turned out really good. So this layout, yeah, you can kind of jazz up or just leave as simple as you like. I like those kind of cards. There's no pressure when you start, but it could take a mind of its own, I guess, if you keep on going and adding this, that, and the other. So here's my rectangle piece, and it was measured at, oh shoot, 2 1/4. Hello, Lisa. I'm great. We have the day off for President's Day. Oh, I didn't realize that. So you have the day off too. Nice. So I'm just laying this rectangle piece across, and then I have my 4 little pieces here, cut at 1 1/2 by 1 1/2. I believe this is 2 1/4. Let me see if I can get it up on my others. Oh, I should have it here. Let me look. 2¼ by 5½. There we go. Okay. For these 4 pieces, I popped them up and I thought it looked kind of a little more interesting than just gluing it down the way it was. So here come the dimensional bags. Hello, Sandy. Good morning. Happy Family Day. So President's Day. What's that about? I don't even know. Hello, Lisa. The other Lisa. Another Lisa. Okay, so I start at this end first just because I want to, you know, kind of start a little grid going forward. I'm just putting 2 dimensionals on the back. It just pops it up just enough to make it a little bit more exciting for sure. Oh, there's lots of yellow here. I'm going to put the yellow down here. I'm just kind of spacing it. Line it up with this one. And so any big plans that now that you guys have all this time off today, or are you crafting, or are you going anywhere? Just getting things caught up around the house. All right, so there's basically the start to our center there. All right, so now I just used a stitched shapes framelit, which is the circle shape. Good morning, Janet. Northern Alberta. Go Alberta. All right, and I'm using the Well Said stamp set. I thought this, oh, I just remember something. I forgot to put my ribbon right here. Anyhoodle, we'll just figure something different out with our ribbon. And so this Well Said stamp set, I like because all the sayings are kind of apart and you can make it different. Like you can put different words together, put different words together to say different things. Now that is totally crooked, but I think I will be all right. It's kind of a, you make me smile and it's kind of a woohoo. Now how about, since I didn't get the ribbon over here, we just do a little thing like that and stick it under our sentiment. Let's go with that. All right, so let's get some snail on the back of here. Oh man, I gotta get reading here. It is a day for first President Washington and President Abraham Lincoln's birthdays. Oh, okay. President's Day is in celebration of Washington and Lincoln's birthdays. Weekend of, oh yeah, hi Jen. Weekend of hockey had here, and now he thinks he should go to the Wheaties game. Oh boy. Yes, happy to stay home and wash team jersey. That's my job this year. Oh boy, stinky jerseys, eh? I love this card already. Oh, thank you. That's on my birthday list. Ah, yes, well said. Definitely a worthwhile stamp set. So let me tell you the Scentsy burning when open jersey bag. You got to get the Scentsy burner out, eh? I bet. If you were a young living family, you'd get out the purification because that's, oh, I'll never forget. Where was I? At the Keystone Center, or whatever it's called now. Westman Place? No. Westover Place. I don't know. It's still the Keystone Center to me. And I was standing at where the hockey players go into the rink. This tells you how much I am involved in sports. No clue. Anyways, and the waft of smell that went past, I was like, how do you people even, get dressed without vomiting? It was horrendous. But anyways, that's no. If I had children, they'd be in choir and art lessons. Yes, I'm not a sports person at all. Now we got to get some bling, but guess what? I got my dazzling diamonds here, so let's use diamonds this week instead of pearls. Let's give the pearls a rest. Do. I want 3. Where should the third go? Maybe over here. Over here. Yeah, let's go here. Too difficult of a decision. Westons. I still like, Westoba. Yeah, Westoba. I like still Keystone. Well, you say Keystone, and they all think that. Dear me, I don't know. Family Day is a provincial statutory holiday. Not all provinces have it. Yes, and not always the same day in each province. Oh, that is true. Kevin was saying something like that. Basically a day off in February to spend with the family. That's right. Yeah, I think, what was he saying? New Brunswick? Nova Scotia. One of those out yonder. And Quebec don't have a holiday in February, so that's a bummer. All right, there's my first card. Simple. So you can jazz it up, make it as simple as you want, right? And so for the envelope, I just have a little piece here that I was going to stick onto the front right here. Gotta love that matching paper. Neat. I just use sometimes, yeah. There, done. I like it. It's just very bright and bold, but still not like over the top, because I can't handle over the top. All right, next one. Let me put this aside. Get out the next box. Oh, and I've got this Native Navy ink. I need to use my Simply Chamois to get rid of some of that ink so I don't get it everywhere. Make myself a tattoo. Okay. Oh, yes. This time we're going to use the Geared Up Garage set to make a card. Lots of little pieces here. There we go. Stick that box underneath. Okay. Now let's try and remember to get that ribbon. Here's the inside. I think I was going to use that for the, yes. All right, thank you. I surprise called family days nowadays with everything so political. Yes. Surprise called family days so many split families and divorced families nowadays. That's true. But there's still a family day. They're still family, right? I don't know. That's what I think. They're still family. Whether it just maybe looks a little different than, say, typical, or actually it's not really typical anymore. I know when I taught, there were, one time when I was at Betty Gibson, that one year, there were 4 families that had their original, you know what I mean, biological parents that were still together, and they were still a family. 4 out of my entire class. So it's not typical and it's not normal anymore, for sure. So yes, there, we got the ribbon on. I hope all these techniques are helping you use up your designer series paper so that you're not hoarding. But of course you could just be using cardstock. But I feel with kids, which family should you spend with dad's side or mom's side? True, I suppose. You need to have 2 family days, maybe. That'd be cool. All right, and I've got the other side of this nuts and bolts. I suppose it would be hard for, is that a children's decision, or is that a parent's decision. I guess it would be probably parents of who goes where with, I don't know. I don't know if you rotate or how that works. This is why I don't have children. It's too difficult. Dogs are good. Just maybe more pressure for kids, was thinking, because I know the two older ones felt that. Yeah, absolutely. A side I hadn't thought of, for sure. I agree. Interesting point of view, for sure. There's our, oh, okay. I was supposed to pop these up. Well, you'll see what it looks like without popping them up. I don't like it as much, but I think it jazzes things up. However, maybe we'll pop up our sentiment this time. Now, I did some of the gears for behind, and that is in Tranquil Tide. I didn't realize they were going to blend so well together there, but let's just do a little whoop, whoop, whoop. Bad Americans, we have no family day. No family for you, no. Oh dear. And that go on top. Sure doesn't show up very well, does it? Oh well, it'll just be some little focal point of interest behind. Okay, and what I wanted to stamp on here, because I thought this would be kind of a neat mechanics card. Yeah, I believe it was this one. What is it? The world needs more people like you. Absolutely. They're hardworking folk. With us demanding, grumpy people. I'm sure when your car breaks down or, your furnace breaks down, you're never in the best of moods, right? And so, help me fix my stuff. And they're always so gracious and kind. Yeah, I think if we pop it up, it might help show those gears behind there. I think that I feel some paper chopping going on. I really like the gatefold last week. Good. You did awesome on your card, and I don't know if you saw the beginning, but congratulations, you're the winner of the Creative Escape this week. How exciting is that? So I'll just bring you, apparently my thumb wants to be popped up. I'll bring you your little surprise. I'm in Brandon. Hopefully you're going to be at the card class. I haven't checked my little Facebook yet. Alrighty, so now for the inside, I think I was going to put this paper. Yes, I'm going to put a little ribbon cut. The geometry of this card really lends itself to a masculine look. It does. Yeah, actually. I'm going to do like a fancy one at the, actually next, with some watercolor roses and blah, blah, blah. So we'll see if you change your mind. See how that works. Okay, here's my little inside excitement. Yes, but yeah, you're right. It's very geometrical, isn't it? Geometric? Yeah. Ah, Jennifer agrees. Yeah. Where's the boys this morning? They are sleeping. It's kind of early for them. They're kind of lazy in the mornings. Oop, let's not put glue on that side because that would not be good. And the big boy is, I think, on the couch. I don't know. Sleeping still. I did not see that. Cool. Yes, I am in for card class. Okay, good. Are you doing same cards? No. I'm going to do different cards, Jan. So, because I kind of have been using too much of my designer series paper. And so, they may be very similar layouts, but they're going to be with different paper. Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to put a little half a gear there that I ended up cutting off. Might as well put that there. Good. Okay. Now for the outside, the envelope. What time are we at? 21? We're doing good. Okay. I was going to put some of this smudge stuff. Oh yeah, I wanted to put a little embellishment on the front, one of those little wrenches. Put some smudges here. I think I want to just put one. And I'm going to put them across the top here. There. And then I'm going to put the little nuts and bolts. Are those nuts? Or are they bolts? Bolts. These little guys. They're bolts. I'm so not manly like that. Okay, maybe we'll do one for there for good measure. And let's add some Tranquil Tide. Might as well have some of those too. You know, men should have, you know, different colors of nuts and bolts. Jazz it up a little bit. Where are you doing in branding? I am doing the class at Amber's house. So she is, I'm not going to announce it on here, but I will send you that info later, where her address is. There. I think it needs maybe a few more. I'm really going to town. Okay. Those smudges look good with the puppy stamp. It would. A waft of dust coming behind them. Now, I had these little guys out, and I was going to put one on. I have lots of wrenches left, one key left. I've used a lot of them. I like them. My glue dots. Ooh, it boo. Way down in my bucket. Got my little bucket that Kim put a little flour in for me when I moved. I use the little pot now for my pens and blender pens and that kind of stuff. There. There, that'll add a little something. There we have it. Not too shabby. I wish I had have done this in Smoky Slate, the gear. Well, no, because that's Smoky Slate. Maybe Basic Gray. I would have, you know what would have been really amazing is the galvanized metal paper. So expensive though. You get 2 sheets. So, I love it, but ooh, it's pricey. I'm Ukrainian. Those are nuts. They are called Cheerios in the nuts and bolts. Okay. Good to know. We have to convince not Lisa Harden, because that would be a huge drive for her, but the other Lisa to come from Rapid City and come to the card class. That would be fun to meet. All right, next card. So this is going to be the fancy card for you there, Wendy. See what you think. Okay. So, out. This lovely rose is from that, the Tea Time set. Pretty, pretty. So we're going to do some watercolor painting here. All right, I've got my paper from the, oh shoot, can't remember. Anybody help me? I like that card. I have 5 adult boys and a hubby. Oh my goodness. Do you have any girls, or is that it? Oh man, you probably know all about the hockey smell. All right, let's get this. Oh, I think I want to use this petal. This is petal pink as well. So let's wrap this. Let's go this way. Put a little piece. And this is the vellum, right? Oh, looks stunning. Vellum's so pretty. Probably shouldn't have. Oh yeah, let's put a crooked while I'm at it. There we go. Probably shouldn't have glued that down because now I can't really do a bow. Any hoodles, live and learn. Bow might just send it over the top, might distract from the lovely rose that we're going to be doing anyways. Forever lovely. Paper? No, goodness. I think so. Let me look. Isn't it some kind of botanicals? My evening reading. Read it over and over. Floral Romance Specialty Designer Series paper. Love it. Love, love, love. Of course, it's my kind of style. No worries, Karma. At least vellum lets you move things around. Yeah? Okay. Now I'm just going to put a little bit of snail, just because it can show through. Okay, laying this rectangle piece across, hopefully centered. It's always better when it's centered. Okay, and this ribbon is cool. What is it called? It's a variegated ribbon, but it's got, you know, kind of that ombre kind of feel to it. So pretty. Okay, and this one, I decided to use the stitched shapes framelets, the little squares, smaller squares. Oh, Jennifer's on here too. Awesome. And so they are actually 1.5 by 1.5. So it worked out perfectly. Let me pop this up before I forget. Oop, let's put this back. He'll get used on a different one. So I'm just gonna kind of start on this side, kind of trying to get it square with the corner. And then on this side, there, and 2 more. So I'm hoping just the detail of that stitch all the way around will add a little pizzazz to that white. Because I don't want it overpowering, but just a little something. Okay, I am tired of this hair piece. Just a little thing that falls down every time. I don't know. Needs to go away. Getting my hair done when I get back in Brandon, Manitoba, so I'm excited. Get a little big snip maybe. Okay, let's go on to this. So now we're going to do no line coloring. So basically what that means is that you want it to look kind of like a watercolor painting. So how you do this is you have some watercolor paper, because the regular paper just doesn't soak up the paper well enough, and it often leaves it rippled. Then you use your crumb cake, which is kind of a light brown, of course. And you, let's see, yeah, it's fairly, well, I think I'm going to stamp off once, because the lighter you can get it but still see, the better, because then it looks like you just naturally just painted it. I know. So stamp off once, and then I'm going to stamp on my watercolor paper, just enough to be there. Awesome. But I can still see it. Okay. colors I'm going to use to color this in are Petal Pink and Soft Sea Foam. So we want this really calm and feminine. Hello, Donna. Don't cut your bangs. Oh, I don't want to cut. I don't want cut. No, but I don't know what happened. Maybe it just needs to be cut like right up in my head. Yeah. It just drives me nuts. Or I can use a bobby pin all the time, but you know. Okay, I need to use these little bits because I don't want to get water. I'm using my aqua painter. Let me just make sure I don't have any residue from something else. Okay, let's go in. Go in here. Ooh, too much water. So, the key to no line watercolor, I think I'm gonna need some more. So you squish the center, give it a good squeeze, especially with these new ones. They're a little tighter to do this with. There we go. So you can put some water on a certain section. Don't wet the whole thing. Just on one section, and just add in some color. Drop in some color there. Okay, and then go somewhere else that's not attached to this one. Go, I don't know, I might go over here. And you'll still have some color, but just coloring in the certain section. There. You can drop in some more color if you like. Go somewhere else. Let's go in here. Oh man, I should be wearing my glasses. Do I have them here? Yes, I do. Oh, that's so much better. As soon as I get back from Manitoba, I need to go get my eyes tested because, man, I want to get some glasses for looking at the computer. Because it's just too hard to go like this. I have bifocals. And you got to go to physio for your neck. And, oh, sheesh. It's too difficult. Getting old sucks, you know? Anyway. Add a little drop in here. And of course, towards the center, it's more dark. Ooh, just teeny tiny pieces in there. Okay, I think I'm going to stop there. And I'm going to go in with some leaf, with some green here. And the key is, like I say, to do different sections, and then you're going to dry it, and then go back and fill in some other ones. Oh, this is relaxing. I'm going to put you all to sleep here. Okay, and 2 more leaves. And it's always better to go, my watercolor instructor used to tell me that, it's always better to go build your color. So lighter to start. You can always go over top of it with more added color, but you can't take, well, it's harder to take color away for sure. Okay, let me get my little, she gonna fit, my little heat tool. I'm just gonna dry this to make sure that it's dry. All right, so now we can go back into those other spaces that weren't done. This is sort of, this start to separate a little. Okay, let's go. So I'm just going to wet this little piece and bring in ounce of color. A little extra here. Okay, and how about over here? To get a little more water. So these aqua painters are handy for this. You just squeeze. There's water inside. Looks very pretty already. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay. We'll see how it looks on our 4 squares for sure. Whoops. Oop, that must not have been dried enough. Make it look a little different. That's okay. Let's go with this one then. There. That one's already colored. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to dry. Yep, have to dry. Sorry guys, drying here. Okay, let's go in with another layer. Just wet it down a little. Drop in a little color. Of course, the farther out you get, the lighter the petals. The more light is hitting the outside than the inside. Okay, I can do here. And one here. This one I think we do. Okay, let's go dry it up. Yeah, Karma, you can do this technique with any stamp. Just use that, crumb cake and paint it in. And it looks like you're like this master painter. I cannot draw, to save my life, but this makes it simple, right? Because the drawing piece is done for you. You just have to paint it in. That part I can handle. Okay, I'm going to dry this one last little bit. Now I'm going to go in, surprisingly, with a blender pen, just to add some of that, because it's so small, I just want to add a little more detail to the leaves and whatnot. Just to add in some shadows, kind of more so. Or where there is wee little spots. It's hard to get that aqua painter in. Okay, and let's get in there with some soft sea foam. So blender pens, you don't have to have the same color or a pen for each color. You just rinse off, or just keep wiping on your paper, and then go in with a different color. Let's just add some dimension to these leaves a little bit. Okay, almost done. Thank you, Joyce, for sharing. Okay. There we go. All right. So now I was going to use, was it crumb cake? Pebble pink? I was just going to stamp Scent with Love. Now it's on the watercolor paper, which is bumpy, so it's kind of a 50-50 chance as to whether it's going to go on nicely or not. If it doesn't, there are different ideas we can do to cover it up over top. Okay, let's go with crumb cake. Scent with Love. Go. Please work. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. It's just subtle. You know what we should do since Sandy's watching? And since I learned this from Sandy, let's get out this copper thread to put behind it. Okay, let's see if I remember this. I'm just going to put some snail here, and apparently have other bits in it. Oh yeah, that looks pretty. Oh. Pretty, pretty, pretty. What time was that? Ooh, I have my doctor's appointment in 15 minutes, and I've got a whole other card to go. We'll see, can we do it? Maybe I won't do the envelope, but I'll show you the envelope afterwards when I'm done. Let's show a picture. Later on today I'll have all of the measurements, the card recipes for all these cards, and what paper I used and whatnot, so that if you want, oh yeah, if you want to recreate these, you'll know exactly what I used. Oh, I shouldn't have pulled that. Let's just glue it back down. Okay, and I'm going to use dimensionals to pop this layer up too, that as well. So I know that only the corners are going to hit those other squares. You can use the Stamparatus for sentiment on watercolor. Smart girl, yes. So that if it doesn't stamp exactly right the first time, that's what's amazing about the Stamparatus, that you can just stamp again. Oh, I love it. Love, love, love. Oh, what do you think, Wendy? Does it need some pearls? Yes. The answer is yes. Okay, now where's my take your pick tool? I had it out. Here it is. Oh, I'm in love with that. Beautiful. What pearls like? Let's go here. Make a triad. Here and here. I like it, isn't it? Soft and pretty, isn't it? Oh, that little rose is beautiful. Awesome. All right, I'm going to work on the envelope and the inside later on, and I will post pictures because I got to get boogie in. Okay, let's move this out of the way. I'm glad I used this copper foil. That just adds an extra little bit of interest for sure. Okay. The last one, I'm still loving this little dog set. It's so cool. Now, if you don't have designer series paper, I figure let's make our own. Move that out of the way. So I'm just going to use all Whisper White, and we're going to decorate it with the stamps, and away we go. I need my black ink here. Okay, so for this one, across, I wanted to use, let's see, what was I thinking? I think it was the doghouse that I was planning to use. Okay, so I'm going to get my memento and the little doghouse. add some pizzazz all the way across. I better mix it up a little so it doesn't look so staged. Now I was going to use red, but nothing say I have to. Let's change it. Because everything's always black and red with exquisite. Oh, nice word. Wow, thank you. Gorgeous, beautiful. I know, right? Okay, let's do something different. Because I've done a lot of red. What color should we use? Bermuda Bay, Pacific Point, yellow? I am not a huge, I don't use yellow a lot. Let's use yellow. Get out some crushed curry. Okay, now we're going to stamp the little doghouse piece over top, so it's kind of like double stamping with this set. Oh, I should put this just to hang on. Oh, I've got yellow on my thumb, Wipe it on my Simply Chamois. Oh, we got a little doodad on there. Okay. Let's fill this in. Yeah, that'll be neat. Neat colors. I guess it'll look like a bee house. With the yellow. That's okay. They'll know it's not a bee house because it'll have the dog there. Nice. This foam mat makes all the difference in the world with the polymer stamp, photopolymer. Okay, let's go with, that's going to go across. I'm just going to let it dry for a minute. While I'm waiting, here's our 4 little squares. I was thinking we could put little paws on them. Let's stamp. Oh yes, and the little hearts. Okay, so I'm just going to put the heart there so I don't forget where it is. Where's my black? We'll do paws and hearts. Good. Okay, now let's go in with some yellow hearts. I'm glad I chose yellow. Crystal's card inspired me to dig out yellow. I don't use it often, especially not as a focal point. I don't know why. There. I suppose I should be having 3 of each, but let's just go with it. Good. Okay. Now, this should be dry. Close. There we go. So I'm going to glue, how are my fingers? Glue this on. I'm not going to use ribbon for this one. We're just going to go with it. So use ribbon, don't use ribbon. What is the difference between Stays On and Memento? Stays On is good for any water-based items. So anything that you don't want, it's permanent. It's so you can use marker with it. You can use your blender pens. You can also like stamp it on dishes and cut like glass, vellum, and it dries and it will not come off, right? Whereas Memento is great. It works great for the blends. I don't know, Memento for me is my go-to. I like it for pretty much everything. It has a nice, crisp, clear image. But yeah, if you want it to stay forever and ever and amen and not smudge and smear, that is your Stays On. So there's kind of, I don't know if I said it right. I'll have to put up, I did have somebody posted something one time to explain the difference. I'll have to look for that and repost it for you. Okay, let's get these little feet and hearts on. So we're making our own designer series paper. If you don't have any, that's okay. Oh, I see I'm gonna run out of dimensionals, but we can always use the edges. What time are we at? Oh, go, Jen, go. 1. Boop, boop. Let's get some cut. Okay. I'm concentrating so hard. I'm not talking too much. Okay, then I was going to put this there. That's one of the stitched rectangle framelets, and I'm going to stamp my little puppy black. Oh, and I see my puppy stamp is up there. Also, Stays On, you can't use with polymer stamps because you can't use that kind of cleaner, the Stays On cleaner with it, because I made the mistake one time of doing that, and I actually melted my polymer stamps, and they didn't stamp. They actually started sticking to paper. So lesson learned. Had to call demonstrator support about that, wondering what in tarnation are these stamps sticking to people's paper, and then it would rip the paper right off when they took the stamp off. That's no good. Can't have that. So lesson learned. Oopty. Oh sheesh. Little dog, you're gonna have a little smudge. Sorry. Sorry, puppy. We took Bud to meet one of the people's little puppy. Has got a little puppy here, a little Yorkie puppy, and it's I think 5 months old. And so we were hoping to introduce Bud, and so that he could have a little play date here, but he wasn't having any of it. He just kind of sat there, and he, a little lip would, he'd start snarling a little bit when the puppy would come closer. But towards the end, he was warming up a little bit better. But, so we'll have to have another play date just to see what happens. Okay. Now I was going to use the saying, just for you. That is good to know. I would be sad if that happened. Yeah. And of course, because it's your area, they're not going to help you out. But, yeah, that's okay. All is well. Just for you. I guess I could have his little leash, but I would have to find where I put that stamp set. We'll just go with it. I gotta go. Okay. Oh, 56. Come on. We can do this. I'm going to actually move it over just a tad. And I think I want to pop him up because he's important. An important little puppy. Oh, yes. Dimensionals. Doo-doo-doo. All right, while I'm doing this, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you for joining me on Family Day or President's Day. I appreciate all of you. Sorry I wasn't too chit-chatty today. In a hurry. I know, it looks good with the yellow, doesn't it? I'm glad I gave it a try. It's very neat. Very spotted. There we go. Neat, eh? I don't mind it. I think I might try and put something yellow here. I need something right here too. I'll play with it and see what we come up with. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining. Oh, sheesh. Where do we go here? Thank you for joining. Thank you for stopping by today. It was a hoot. You helped me with my cards, and I had lots of fun. So, Wednesday, I will be on my way to Manitoba on a long drive. So there will not be any coffee and cards this week. And I'm getting ready for the 2-week classes in Brandon and Carberry. So I will see you hopefully next Monday at the Creative Escape. And so if you try out this technique, that would be wonderful. Show me the cards that you make and you will be entered into a draw to win a little prize. So prizes, gotta love free gifts. Get those little card pictures in. All right, have a crafty week. Bye everyone.